What is going on, everybody? This is day 4 recap of building my business with AI from scratch. This is technically day 4, but this is day 28. We started this business at the beginning of January, went straight into market research, and then picked our niche, went straight into marketing first, and then we moved into fulfillment. I'm going to start doing this a little differently, just recap my day instead of recording the whole thing. So I'm going to kind of open up the notepad here. We're going to recap what happened, and I'm going to give you guys some value nuggets if you're trying to start your business or if you're in the process of scaling it. So let's do that here. All right, y'all. So what we did today, as you can see here, we did market research for the new client we just signed up. So we just signed a new client for $4,000 on Monday. This is technically the second day. It was like Monday night when I think he paid. So this is the second day of having him on board. Basically already getting through a lot of the process in the fulfillment side of things and kind of show you guys what that whole process looks like here. Obviously, market research and strategy right here, as you can see, we did that first. I'm in the process of the creative development process. We're basically making a universal Claude agent that is trained on scripting frameworks and how we actually create ads. And then we just have to import the client market research data and like their business data. And then it'll be able to generate ads and the scripts for them, the captions, the headlines, everything we need to be generated in one shot. So that saves us a shit ton of time when it comes to actually building things out here. So that's super helpful. Just wanted to kind of show you guys what that looks like. And then we got into my brother, my business partner. We got into B-roll creation. So actually generating the B-roll for this content. Pretty simple process. We use Google VO and then frames the video to generate the B-roll. And then the B-roll is going to basically be combined together once we have the scripts and all the structure behind that. We're using AI voiceover style ads. They convert really well, and we target different ICPs with different ad styles within those. So pretty simple there. What else? And then, we built out the Claude script agent. I think it's going to be a really cool feature and like a cool system. I can kind of show you guys how it's going to look in GitHub here. So this is what it looks like here. So we're going to have it called like BCGS client ad agent. I think at scale, we're just going to put each individual client in here. That way we don't have to make a new agent every single time. We just have to add the new files for that new agent. And then we have the client. So we're basically going to have their business identity, kind of like their business knowledge base, the funnel for specific verticals. Some of our clients, hey, like let's say we're working with a smart AV business. Maybe they want a specific vertical for golf simulators or a specific vertical for home theaters, right? So depending on the vertical, we kind of obviously the sales process could be different or the funnel process, and we need the AI to have context on that for creating the ads and the scripts and all of that. And then we have market data. So this is market data into the ICP. We try to set up like 5 different profiles of what an ICP looks like for this offer, doing deep research. That's a part of the market research process. And then we have our universal frameworks. So this is where it's trained on ad psychology, our caption, our headline frameworks, our copywriting frameworks, script frameworks, just the overall style of the ad we're doing. That way it can basically generate an ad, one-shot an ad perfectly every single time from a copywriting, from a scripting perspective, and just everything's amazing. That way we don't have to do much human editing on our own to make it really simple for us to actually be able to execute at a high level with this. So that's what we're doing. I'm going to show you as well in the process of building out this entire kind of knowledge system. So I'm using Notebook LM to basically be the data source that feeds everything for me and makes it simple for me. I want to see what this looks like. I had it make a presentation. Oh, wow. That looks pretty good. Side quest. Wow. That's a pretty cool fucking slide. Love it. Anyway, we're using this to basically put all the knowledge in one spot from different books, from different sources on YouTube and everything, and be able to create a dialed in knowledge framework for this specific agent that we're working with. And in this circumstance, this is for marketing principles and psychology. I think we got like 68 data sources in here that we're getting from YouTube, book, like full books, literally everything. That way we're in a good spot. Obviously like we could write all this ourselves, but I'm just pulling marketing material that I'm already digesting, already using on a consistent basis to make it really simple for us here. So yeah. And then I'm posting this day 4 YouTube video. I guess the plan for tomorrow's video and tomorrow is we're going to be finishing the fulfillment process for the most part with what we're doing. We still got to get our onboarding call booked with our client. Obviously, I know you're like, dude, you should have booked that call right away. The closing call was a little unorthodox. We didn't close him on the actual call. He had a couple more calls that he had to do. We had a call with him on Friday. And then he had a couple calls on Monday with other guys that specialize in AV. We were kind of just a broad work with contractors kind of niche we're going to niche down eventually. I think that would be smart. And Monday night, we kind of hit him up. We're like, hey, you want to move forward? You ready to go? And then he ended up hopping on the phone with me, and I closed him on the phone for the payment link, and he paid that night. That was Monday night. And then Tuesday, he said, yeah, I'm going to be able to get the onboarding call scheduled soon. Kind of told him we're already starting the process. And then today I haven't said anything to him yet, but tomorrow we'll definitely be reaching out to him in the morning. Ideally, if we can get the onboarding call scheduled as soon as possible. The good thing here is, like, with our process, we can build out the ads and pretty much the entire like front end really simply without having to have his involvement whatsoever. Right. But like when it comes to the GoHighLevel backend and actually setting up and launching the meta campaigns, we need access to his systems. So that's basically what we're waiting on that side of the boat. So we're going to text him in the morning, see if we can get him on the onboarding call Friday, maybe even this weekend. I think the goal is to get him launched by February 1st or like next week. That way we can, kind of get back into the marketing side and actually get him good results and kind of go into like the final process of like finishing the launch, right? We kind of learned with this offer that like we probably want to be charging more than 4K. So we're doing 4K for 90 days, which he wanted 4 verticals, which we probably should have charged more because that's different work for each vertical. If we were just doing one vertical, I think 4K is a very fair number. So just it's good at the beginning, over deliver based on what you're worth. And he's a very busy guy. They're doing, 1.5, 2 mil a year, kind of around that range. So very busy. He's handling a lot of the sales and a lot of that system stuff himself. So I'm thinking there's definitely a potential to upsell into like a tier 3 with, an AI offer and getting that kind of into the mix. Feel like that could be a good sort of entry point again. Obviously we got the trust with him with the ads, get him more customers, and then start automating some of the back end processes for him. But yeah, that's the main plan tomorrow. And then I was kind of going into YouTube funnels, YouTube frameworks and stuff today. I had a little Chattermind. I do an AI cartel. I'll link the channel in the description. It's me and another entrepreneur, and then also my brother is on there as well. We basically make videos of us just kind of yapping, talking, kind of just more AI related stuff and just what we see as entrepreneurs in the AI space, building in a time that's like crazy. Like AI is crazy right now. Like we're building in such a whack time. It's a crazy time to be alive. There's so much hype out there, but there is a lot of gems out there too. You got to find the gem. It's a diamond in the rough. There's a lot of rough stuff out there. There's a lot of BS out there. But yeah, we do make videos about that. So we made a video there. And then tonight I'm kind of questioning. I'm like, dude, do I just start staying up later, right? Kind of sacrifice the sleep a little bit because I love working at night. Right? I'm the kind of guy that loves to work at night, but I don't know if it's high ROI to sacrifice the sleep. Otherwise I can just sleep in more, sleep until 8 or 9, stay up till 12, 1 o'clock. I feel like I'm more focused at night. So I might do that, get everything finished, get some deep work done here tonight and a little deep work session that you guys won't be able to see and go from there. So yeah, that's kind of the plan for tomorrow. And then the main goal on my side of the scope is, since we're an agency and we're offering, pretty much a one-time service to setup fee, we don't have any monthly recurring. That's the kind of the downside of not doing a retainer. But the benefit to that is obviously like we're not necessarily super like honed in on the client at all times. So now we have to worry about getting a client next month. But I think we tapped into a really cool outreach method that I think is going to really work out, which I can show you guys. I'll kind of break down what we've discovered today here. All right, boys, we just had to get into Notability on this browser here. So I'll show you guys what that looks like from an outreach perspective. The outreach process is pretty simple. It's essentially using the Facebook ad library, right? Because a lot of people are already on Facebook ads, right? There's a lot of people running Facebook ads unsuccessfully. And that's kind of what I've noticed over doing market research for my client over the past couple of days is like Facebook ad library is filled with bullshit trash ads. And I think there's a big potential in doing highly personalized, highly touched outreach. I think mass outreach at scale works if it's still personalized. Like I was running cold emails at scale back in the day when I was running a content agency for content creators, and we were doing cold email, which really worked well because we had a good system to actually personalize the offer. It was really specific to who we were reaching out to. And I think with Facebook ads, this could really work at a high level. Finding people on Facebook that are already trying to run ads, preferably image ads, because image ads suck, right? Like we want to find shitty ads. That's the whole goal. You know what I mean? So looking for shitty ads on Facebook library, clicking on their profile, kind of looking at their funnel, like, okay, here's what they offer, right? would this person benefit? Obviously in video ads. And I think the video ads, the dial is like a dialed pitch for this. Go into their Facebook profile. A lot of them already have their emails linked in there. That's all you really need. Or you can grab their phone number and you can link their Facebook profile and actually message them from Facebook and then diagnose kind of what their situation looks like, fill it into a CRM, or you could do a direct outreach from there. And then I was thinking you could either send a Loom right away, or you could do a like initial text outreach that's highly personalized to what they're doing still. But I think a Loom would really be good. But when we were running Looms and like cold outreach for our business with the content agency back in the day, we would do like kind of like an intriguing, more so like a hook message first. Like, hey, do you want to see the video I made for you? Right, on how you can improve your ads. And then they would say yes or no, or they wouldn't respond. And then the people that say yes, they're actually engaged and they're willing to find that improvement point. And then you can give them the time to actually create the video. So that's what I'm thinking we're going to do. We're going to be able to send that to email DMs. And then at that point, this lead, obviously when they engage with you, they're a warm lead technically, right? They already engaged with you. You've already communicated with them before. You can call them up if things start to get stale, right? Because things get busy. We all know that things get busy as business owners. Something could fly over your head that, you haven't thought about in weeks. And you're like, oh shit, I still could use that, right? I just got busy. I forgot about it. So then you can put them in a CRM, cold call them. It's technically not a cold call because it's a warm call. It's like, hey man, I was the guy that sent you a Loom, that video in your DMs about the Facebook ads. You remember me? And they're like, oh yeah, dude, I totally remember you. And then boom, you can close them on there. We're thinking that could be a really solid process to get customers without even having to rely on paid ads, without having to have a crazy funnel, without having to necessarily even have a VSL. Just to keep it simple. I mean, I could show you guys what our funnel already looks like. If I can get, I don't think I can get on Instagram on here, but that's essentially one of the main outreach processes we're looking at from our perspective. And then we were thinking about as well for the offer, doing like a model, which I really like. You charge the upfront, right? Okay, so we do $4,000 upfront to start working with me today, where I'm going to work with you hands-on to get you to your goals. And then after you hit X result, it'll be another $4K, right? I think that's a really valuable way to pitch an offer. So I think that could be a really interesting way to structure our offer. Maybe get into Hermosi's $100 million offers playbook and stuff and kind of see how we can improve our offer, make it more of a systemized offer, right? Like, hey, we do one thing and one thing only for this specific type of person, which we haven't necessarily figured out yet because with our system, it can be essentially used for anybody. So that's kind of where there's a gray area there for us where it's like, hey, like we can go for high ticket home service businesses, high ticket home remodelers. And I'm kind of coming to the conclusion we probably just go for home remodelers at scale. But with this outreach system, realistically, we could target any business that's running ads that's not seeing success, right? We have a very strong TAM at that point. So, I mean, personally, this could be a really high touch way to get a lot of clients in the door without having to pay Meta for ads. I still love running ads for our own offer. If we were going to run ads again, we still are running ads for like the high ticket side of things. I think you got to be really personal in your ads, just like personalized outreach, right? Like the offer needs to be hella personalized or it's got to be super intriguing. So we're thinking about potentially running something low ticket that can ascend into a high ticket. With Stone Systems, he has like a 297. A lot of people are running 297 website, Google reviews, all that shit kind of offer. We're thinking of doing kind of that same structure for an offer, but offering an AI receptionist instead of a website. And we could even offer the website, but actually make it like a good website. But then it's like you're doing way more for what you're actually getting paid for. So it's kind of a horse apiece with that side of things. Because like an AI receptionist, you can pretty much copy paste the prompt, make sure you get the business context and knowledge. Relatively simple. You can collect that all on the sales call, onboarding call, whatever you want to call it. And then, once they have that system set up and everything's in place, it's relatively easy to keep them because GoHighLevel voice agent is not the best, but it's better than not having someone to answer your phone when you can't. So kind of thinking about those two things as well. It's crazy as a business owner. It's like you're in the position where, you're working on the front end, right? You're super focused on marketing, focused on sales, getting a customer, right? So our ascension as a business, which I'll write you here, this is how every business should work. So like you should always start at the top, right? Start with marketing first, right? You got to get eyeballs on your offer. So marketing first, number one, right? Like market the shit out of your fucking product, bro. Right? So the first thing, I guess the little micro thing is like, what is your offer? Like, what are you offering to the marketplace? And focus on marketing. And marketing could be anything. That could obviously be social media, right? What are your outreach methods, right? Maybe you're using ads. Whatever your marketing method is, try all of them. Organic content is something that we're working on. I think YouTube is going to be a really good, environment to start attracting contractors. I think short form is just a mere waste of time. And you can start short form whenever you want. I think YouTube is just way higher ROI to get people to want to buy from you fast. You know what I mean? And especially in like cold outreach, you can send people to your YouTube. So I think it's just so much more valuable to be posting YouTube that's like high quality. If you're posting 3-4 a week, you're still doing a lot more than you would do if you're posting 10 shorts a day. And that shit actually sticks. You can actually build a brand from that. So I would focus primarily on YouTube if you're just starting out. But yeah, you got to focus on marketing first, and then you got to focus on sales after that. Sales is number 2. Sales is easy. Consultative sales process. This is how we were doing it. Just be very consultative. Ask them questions about this business. They should be talking 80% of the time. You should be talking 20% of the time, right? And then you just pitch them, make it a no-brainer offer. Your offer is going to speak for itself. As long as you're an expert in what you're doing and what you're selling, or at least you can seem like you're an expert in that, people are going to trust you. People are going to want to buy from you. So that's the next step, sales, and then obviously fulfillment. Okay. So like, oh, you close the guy. Now we got to get into fulfillment. And this is like a big piece of it, right? This is the heavy lift. This is kind of like marketing, right? It's like, it's a big piece of it. Sales is like 10% of the process. Like it's simple. Sales is easy, but marketing, fulfillment are big. So you got to do the onboarding, right? And then you're on the back end, and then you got to do fulfillment, right? You got to fulfill. And that's kind of what I've like, coming back to my point. This is what I've been on the marketing side for like 2-3 weeks straight. And then all of a sudden I'm on fulfillment. Like my brain is still like, okay, like I still want to get more customers, but okay, like we need to actually do it first. You know what I mean? Like we got to do it first. So that's something that I'm kind of trying to battle with now. I know there's probably a lot of, especially for solo entrepreneurs. I mean, we're a new company. We just started out. We're nothing crazy yet. So we don't have employees that are able to delegate fulfillment. I think in a dream world, I'm more so kind of the brand behind it, like the creator, the marketer. I would rather be on the sales side as well, and then kind of just be overseeing fulfillment, not directly being correlated to fulfillment, which is nice. As my co-founder, he's very dialed in with fulfillment. He knows how to produce these AI videos really effectively. So we're kind of making SOPs to make that simple for everybody on our side of the ship. So that's good. But yeah, those are some thoughts that are kind of battling me right now in my mind as a offer owner and as a business owner right now. A lot of this stuff is being built with AI. I use Claude Code pretty consistently to make things easy for me. So just to keep that in mind. And then I'll show you kind of a YouTube funnel that I was thinking about for this offer specifically. And this could be useful for anybody. Not really my channel because I'm not really doing any how-tos. It's more so like day in the life stuff, which this could technically be top of funnel content. Let's see here. So yeah. YouTube funnel. So this is what I think a good YouTube funnel looks like. I think you should primarily be focusing on YouTube. If you're trying to sell e-com products, short form is great. But if you're trying to sell, even if you're trying to sell info, but if you're trying to sell something that requires a lot of trust and it's high ticket, YouTube is the answer, right? If you're trying to sell an e-com product, short form, not the answer. If you're selling a service, local service, yes, short form works, but from an ad perspective. So I think YouTube is very beneficial for literally anybody that's an online service provider that's not selling an e-commerce product, because e-commerce is really easy. It's click buy. Anything that's not a click buy, bro, that requires a sales call, you got to be running YouTube. So top of funnel, basically what that looks like is you're posting how-to videos. This is like SEO content, right? It's long-term SEO. It's tutorials, how-to videos, day in the life, which is what I'm doing now. This is just stuff that brings new eyeballs into your channel. Like that's the whole goal of top of funnel. And eventually like the goal is to bring them into your middle funnel, right? Have a video linked in the description that they can go watch next, right? Hey, if you enjoyed this video, you're going to love these 2 videos. And then going into the middle funnel. This is where you go into client testimonials, podcasts, deeper dives, deeper explanations into concepts, actual like courses, full tutorials, like very deep middle funnel, talking about your offer, like kind of showing them what it's like to actually work with you in a sense from the middle of funnel side. So this is a very important piece of the process. A lot of people don't have both. So having middle funnel videos is super important to actually convert people long term. And then bottom of funnel. So this depends on what you're offering. If you want to do something right away that's free value based, if you have a big enough market for catch-all, you do a newsletter, Telegram, free school community, or you just send them into a paid offer From my perspective, I call it a low ticket offer, but you can easily sell a high ticket offer through your YouTube. So this is basically just going into your descriptions. You can link this into your description for top of funnel if you want, and then also middle funnel. So like for top of funnel, you could be putting like your free shit in there, right? So like your free stuff goes in the top, and then like your paid thing goes in your middle funnel. I can't draw, boys. I'm bad at drawing on the mouse, but you get what I mean. So I kind of went through that whole process and how that funnel works, and I think it's a good idea to, kind of put that together and have that set up for just posting and just understanding what to post and when to post and all that stuff. So yeah, that is the day for me today. It was a good one, man. Like I said, kind of just battling the battle of like being on fulfillment and like trying to keep pushing the business forward. And it's good that it's kind of forcing me to slow down, but at the same time, I'm like, I really want to just keep pushing. But I know that this is kind of just one of the things. We got to master service delivery. It's super important for client retention. That's super important for trust. That's super important for confidence in us, knowing we can get people results. So battling that, but staying focused on the fulfillment side of things. We're going to be back into the marketing. We've bought a lot of time. We have a lot of time to get everything going with marketing. I essentially just see clients as like they come in, they're just buying more time for me. You know what I mean? So yeah, but I'm loving the journey. Let me know what you guys think about this kind of video in the comments. If you have any advice, anything that you'd like to help me out with that I should do. I got some comments on the last couple of videos, which I really appreciate. Make sure to like and subscribe and continue to follow the journey. Yeah, we look forward to seeing you guys for day 4, day 5. We'll see you guys in the next one.